Ever wonder what drove daring explorers like Columbus and Magellan to the edge of the world? Let's find out. The age of exploration, spanning from the early 15th century to the 17th century, was a pivotal period in human history. It was a time when brave souls ventured into the unknown, driven by a mix of ambition, curiosity, and the promise of untold riches. These explorers were not just adventurers, they were pioneers who paved the way for the interconnected world we live in today. In the late 15th century, the world was on the brink of discovery. The known world was limited to Europe, parts of Asia, and the northern coast of Africa. The vast oceans were seen as barriers filled with myths and legends of sea monsters and endless abysses. But the spirit of the Renaissance, with its emphasis on knowledge and exploration, began to challenge these old beliefs. Enter Columbus and Magellan, two names etched in history. Christopher Columbus, an Italian navigator, believed he could reach Asia by sailing westward. Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer, had a vision of circumnavigating the globe. Their dreams were audacious, their goals seemingly impossible, but their determination was unwavering. Armed with new technologies like caravels and advanced navigation tools, these explorers were ready to map the unknown. The caravel, a small, highly maneuverable ship, allowed them to navigate the treacherous waters of the Atlantic. Instruments like the astrolabe and compass provided them with the means to determine their position and direction, making long-distance sea travel feasible. But why risk it all? The motivations behind these voyages were complex. For many, it was the promise of wealth. The spice trade was incredibly lucrative, and European nations were eager to find direct routes to the spice-rich lands of Asia. Others were driven by the desire for glory and the hope of making a name for themselves in the annals of history. Simple spices, gold, and glory. Spices like pepper, cinnamon, and cloves were worth their weight in gold. They were not only used to flavor food, but also to preserve it. Gold and other precious metals were symbols of wealth and power. And for the explorers themselves, the chance to achieve eternal fame was a powerful motivator. Europe craved new trade routes and treasures from the east. The overland routes to Asia were long, dangerous, and controlled by powerful empires. A sea route promised faster, safer, and more profitable trade. The competition among European nations to find these routes was fierce, leading to a race of exploration and discovery. So, Columbus set sail in 1492, hoping to find a direct path to Asia. With the support of the Spanish monarchy, he embarked on a journey that would change the world. His fleet, consisting of the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, sailed westward into the unknown, guided by the stars and driven by hope. Instead, he stumbled upon the Americas, forever altering the course of history. The lands he encountered were rich in resources and inhabited by diverse cultures. Columbus's voyages opened the door to the New World, leading to an era of exploration, colonization, and profound change. Fast forward to 1519, Ferdinand Magellan embarked on an even bolder journey to circumnavigate the globe. Sponsored by the Spanish crown, Magellan's expedition aimed to find a westward route to the Spice Islands. His fleet of 5 ships set sail from Spain, embarking on a journey that would take them across the Atlantic, through the treacherous straits at the southern tip of South America, and into the vast Pacific Ocean. Despite facing mutinies, hostile encounters, and the daunting Pacific Ocean, Magellan's expedition proved the Earth was round and interconnected. The journey was fraught with challenges. Magellan himself did not survive the voyage, but his ship, the Victoria, completed the circumnavigation, returning to Spain in 1522. This monumental achievement demonstrated the vastness of the world and the potential for global exploration and trade. But it wasn't all glory. The age of exploration had its dark side. The encounters between Europeans and indigenous peoples were often violent and exploitative. The quest for wealth and power led to conflicts, subjugation, and the disruption of entire societies. These voyages led to cultural exchanges and clashes that reshaped entire civilizations. The exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies between the Old World and the New World had profound and lasting impacts. Crops like potatoes, tomatoes, and maize were introduced to Europe, while horses, cattle, and wheat were brought to the Americas. Indigenous populations faced new diseases, subjugation, and the profound impact of colonization. Diseases like smallpox, to which indigenous peoples had no immunity, decimated populations. The arrival of European settlers led to the displacement and exploitation of native communities, altering their way of life forever. The age of exploration opened doors to global trade and cultural exchange, but it also brought dark consequences. The interconnected world that emerged from this era was marked by both progress and suffering. The foundations of modern global trade were laid, but at a great human cost. It set the stage for the modern world, for better or worse. The legacies of Columbus, Magellan, and other explorers are complex. They expanded the horizons of human knowledge and connected distant parts of the world, but their actions also led to exploitation and colonization. So next time you hear the names Columbus and Magellan, remember, they did more than just explore. They changed the world forever. Their voyages were the beginning of a new era, one that would shape the course of history and the development of the modern world. The Age of Exploration was a time of great achievements and profound consequences, a testament to the enduring human spirit of discovery and the complex legacy of our past.